at Metropole TVKA across all your social media platforms. You're talking to us. Hashtag Business AM. I am at Kiange Simba. This is your official sector trends. In case you're watching us, you are watching a Business AM. Now, real estate is becoming a trendy boom business in the country, and almost everyone is getting into it. But is it enough for everyone? And what are some of the trends keeping the real estate players awake in the midst of a pandemic? And the other, now what trends should we watch out? Well, joining us in the studio this morning is Perminus Kariuki, who is the CEO, Nyota Njema Real Estate. Perminus, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Happy to have you around.
Thank you.
Just before we begin this conversation, someone wants to know exactly what you're doing at Nyota Njema. What are you into in terms of real estate?
Great. Thank you for having me in the show this morning. Nyota Njema Real Estate is a real estate company based in Nairobi. And what we are doing, we tell people we are lighting up your investment world. From the name Nyota,
yes.
Nyota is a star, so it should light up your investment world.
Yes.
So we not only just sell properties, but we try and provide an investment advisory, even in regards to whatever you want to invest in.
Yes.
This is because in real estate, there are so many investment opportunities, and based on your risk appetite, based on your opportunity, based on your capital investment that you want to use,
yes, we
have to give you the best advice, not necessarily what maybe you are coming for, but based on what you have and what you can be able to acquire.
Yes.
So we are based in Nairobi, as I said. Our offices are in Mountain Mall, and we have various projects, and our maiden one is in Nanyuki, and I'll explain maybe when given a chance why Nanyuki is becoming a very attractive investment opportunity destination.
Yes.
Yes.
Pretty much. But we're going to get into that. I like the way you say that we are also giving information that for any investor who wants to get into real estate,
yes,
on the proper places to go to now. And that's where the conversation begins then.
Sure.
People will tell you the real estate sector has not been performing well. I mean, if you go back to 2017 up to where we are right now.
Yes.
The biggest one was how office supply caught real estate players in 2020 when everybody said, well, we don't have to rent an office.
That's
you
true.
can share space and work from home and all that. Yes, we are in the correction phase.
Yes.
But there are pockets under real estate that are performing really well. Which pockets are those for somebody listening to you this morning?
Thank you. I think what one would want to, whoever wants to invest into real estate or get into real estate,
yes,
you must know what is the trend, as you have said. The office space was we had an oversupply, especially from the 2020, where people now moved from big offices to work from home.
Yes.
But also, those who are moving from home now wanted to have, working from home, now desire to have an own home. As opposed to living in a rented apartment, in a rented house, most people desire to have own homes.
Yes.
And we saw an emerging rise of properties which are off town, and people would live from maybe the high-end estates from Kirimani and buy a small property in Kitengera, buy a property in Kenyatta Road, buy a property in Kangudo Road, and they would build a small house just to sustain them.
Yes.
This is because we also not only realize that you don't need an office, but you also lack the income you have to pay a very huge rental payment to the landlord. So most people have now changed, and the industry now is turning to people getting to own homes, people getting to own their own properties, so that they avoid paying a lot of rent to the landlord.
Yes.
So that again affects the landlords directly. So it's a very big, tricky balance. But looking at where customers are going, because we are not in a demand controlled economy, we are not in a supply controlled economy. So the customers are the ones who say what they want. And in this case, most people are looking to have their own properties so that they will work from home, yes. Because if I'm living in an apartment, for instance, or I'm living in a rental house,
yes,
I'm limited to what I can do with that office, that house. If it is a residential house, it remains a residential house. But when I buy my own property somewhere outside Nairobi, maybe because of affordability, I can convert one of my room or two of my rooms to be offices.
Yes.
And that time, you have the way, you have a leeway to play around with that. So the trend in the market right now is people are looking forward to owning a property for themselves. as opposed to renting a property in a high-end property, in a high-end estate.
Yes.
And that's an unfortunate thing, because we had seen a lot of mushrooming estates in the high-end properties, and that I have friends who are telling me theirs have not gone. I have one property that I've been dealing with for some time. It has not been, we have not been able to sell.
Sort of supporting that trend of
Yes.
moving away from these high-end
Yes.
areas,
Yes.
and then looking to own their own
properties.
Yes.
Yeah. So unless one is buying a high-end property,
Yes.
Most guys are looking forward to investing in their own property,
Yes.
for residential, but also can work as an office.
Yes.
Most of us are working from their garages. So you build a home, but you make a garage. That garage, you don't need it. The car can still stay outside, because if you're living in an apartment, the cars are not given a roof.
Yes.
So that garage becomes your office in most cases.
Yes.
So why should I then live in a place I'm paying 200,000, yet I can be able to live in my own home and build a garage or an office where I can be able to work from without interference even from the children.
Yes.
So working from home, the biggest challenge was the family and the children.
Yes.
But now if you set apart a certain office in your own home, it has become very, very favorable.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Can I ask you about this trend? And I know that you've said properties that are going for 500,000, 700,000, 450,000. And that is a trend that we've seen in the Kenyan market. In fact, most real estate companies, I don't know where you have the same offering as well, at Nyota Njema, you will see that properties going for 700,000, 450, below $1 million above. Is that where somebody who wants to start investing in these properties needs to go? And if I'm a real estate investor, I want to start out, do you advise me to get these properties? And what should I look at first before I say, I can go get that property for 450,000 and probably wait for 1-2 years and then resell it when the value has gone up already?
Yes. What I know is that based on the infrastructure development happening in the country, the property market tends to always grow and grow and grow. This is because there are upcoming bypasses, there are upcoming roads,
Yes.
there's upcoming maybe sewer lines being made by the government. So this is helping the properties industry to grow in a certain trajectory. So should one desire to invest in real estate, and especially to invest in land, as you mentioned, you go for what you are able to afford. It's always my advice to people that live within what you can be able to afford. Instead of buying land that is going very expensive and you're not able to build on that land, it becomes a liability.
Yes.
Because you're still paying rent wherever you are, but then you have a land that you're also paying for. So you have two liabilities which are not helping you out. But the direction of going to buy affordable properties, let me not call them cheap.
Yes.
Even if they are outskirts of town, I would recommend anybody to have such, because in that affordable property, maybe 450, 500,000, as you said, you can be able to get to build your own home. Even if you use 1 million,
yes.
Instead of buying a land of 2 million and having no house on it, you'd rather buy a land of 500,000 and use 1.5 million to put up a structure.
Pretty much.
That way, you are not, even if you have borrowed the money, you're not paying the loan for the land, you are paying a loan for the property. Instead, you're actually doing rent to own on your own.
Pretty much.
Yes.
And there's something that you mentioned, we got to talk about it as well. It's not the very first time now I've seen Nanyuki. I mean, this is a word in real estate, even in local tourism as well.
Yes.
You got to go to Nanyuki. I've
Yes.
been there. I didn't see much. To be true,
yes.
To be very, very sincere, I didn't see much. So probably that is from an untrained eye. Nanyuki, in terms of real estate,
Yes.
what is that?
Nanyuki is becoming attractive because of its climate, because of the weather, and also affordability. Looking at the different tourist destinations that we have in Kenya,
yes.
Nanyuki is becoming one of the most favorable.
What is that? This is
Because
what I keep on asking. I didn't see much.
There are some of my friends who have done very great projects there,
yes.
especially hotels.
Yes.
So there's a hotel, I'm not mention the name, but there's a hotel you can go in and you'll find yourself, you feel like you're in Mombasa, just because of how it has been done out
yes.
in the bush.
Yes.
But not only being in the bush, the structure, the way the hotel has been set up, it becomes very affordable, very accommodative to a holiday person.
Yes.
So don't have to go to Mombasa to feel the Mombasa effect. I can be in Nanyuki where I can go to the mountain for climbing. I can go and visit a conservancy, maybe like Olpajeta or Jogi and all those conservancies there.
Yes.
But again, on the flip side, I can also be able to enjoy the feel of feeling you're in a holiday. Then Nanyuki is also becoming attractive because of the development projects that we are having. The dualizing of Keno Marwa Road, it's really actually helping in terms of growth of the area. So you can imagine from Nairobi, you'll have a dual carriage all the way to Nyeri. And that gives you a very big opportunity. So you don't have to take 3 hours or 4 hours to go to Nanyuki. Within 2 hours, you'll be in Nanyuki.
Yes.
The expansion of the airport. We only had a private airstrips. Now it's being controlled by KAA.
Yes.
And soon they have said they'll be having flights to Nanyuki. So you can imagine if you take a jumbo jet to Nanyuki, within less than 30 minutes you are there. So again, it becomes attractive. So as I said, when infrastructure development happens, the business grows.
Yes.
But again, affordability, most of the lands there were owned by a few individuals who are already owed. So right now they are reselling because maybe their children don't want to have the land there.
Yes.
Most of the children have gone out of the country. So now they are selling so that they can be of use to other people, as opposed to dying with land that is idle.
Yes.
Yes.
So would you advise then somebody, just before I get the direct questions that I've just received, would you advise somebody then, when you're buying these plots, the 700,000, the 450,000, what are these factors, parameters that you're looking for? What should I see there so that I don't have a property that I bought for 450,000, 10 years down the line, it's still 450,000. I've not seen any increase in value. Yeah.
Some of the things that you check is one, the growth, the macroeconomic factors. You never go wrong with that.
Yes.
What is the growth potential? Are there any improvement that is happening?
I see.
Because you can buy land because people are saying it's going to grow. But what is going to grow it? Land is not like a tree that is going to grow.
Yes.
The only thing it can make it grow is value addition. And again, you cannot buy land and expect it to grow by itself if you are doing nothing. So both the macroeconomic and microeconomic factors affect. So what do I mean by microeconomic? For us, like njema, we not only just sell the land. Initially, we were just selling plain land. But then we realized it was not adding value to the customers. When you tell them it will improve from maybe 250 or 300 to 500 in 2 years, it's not working. So what do? You add value. So we did the fence, we did the roads, and the water, and the electricity. That already gives you a serviced property. So even if you don't want to have it for speculation, you can even build a home where you can live as a country home. You can also build it as a holiday home. When now there's Airbnb, there are a lot of management of tourism. So for the future of the industry and the future of the land business especially, it's to have value addition, and not only having value addition for your own good, but for the good of the end user.
Isn't it?
Yes.
And so for any other person buying as well, you should check that out. That if they've gone to add value addition, then that's a good proposition for you. Would you say that?
Definitely.
Yes.
Because even if, like now we did plant of trees. Nanyuki is a dry area, as they call it. But we decided to nurture those trees for at least a year so that they are able to stabilize. So when we were planting the trees, the goal is in the next 5 years, those trees will be causing a shade. And that shade will make the place more attractive. So if you bought the property at that time, you can have a surety that in the next 5 years, there is something that has been added. And they always say that land is the only investment that always appreciates with no depreciation. And what does it tell? Appreciation, there is a caveat to that. It doesn't just appreciate because it's land.
Yes.
It appreciates because of what is being done on that land. Number two, if you want to liquidate this property, because maybe you have an emergency, what is going to attract another buyer? It's because it's what you have done on the land. If you have done just plain land, somebody will come and see, why should I buy yours at the expense of this other one who is selling at an affordable price?
Yes.
So if you have added value, value always supersedes price. So if you have added value to the project, it will always increase the price, definitely, whether you like it or not.
Who should go to Nanyuki? That's the question I'm asking myself.
Yes.
Who should go to Nanyuki?
Who should go to Nanyuki?
Yeah.
It's a very good question.
It's a question.
It's a very good question.
Let's go build a home.
Yes.
You can get a property, less than $1 million, and you're settling.
Yes.
But who is this person you're telling, just leave Nairobi, because that's the talk now, leave these crowded areas, go outside and get yourself a property. Should I go build my home in Nanyuki?
Yes, you should.
Why though?
A good example.
Yes.
Most of the white settlers who are living in Karen are now living in Nanyuki. Why have they lived are they moving to Nanyuki? This is because the area is now is fresh from pollution. One, that's one of the factors. But let me go back to my question so that I don't distract.
Yes.
The people who should go to Nanyuki is anybody looking to invest in an affordable property. Nanyuki at this time is like where Naivasha was some years, where everybody was being told, buy a property because the price will get somewhere to be stagnant.
Yes.
And true to it, any investment, any industry, any sector, any area will always have a saturation. That the point we call the point of no return.
Yes, yes.
It will always get there.
Yes.
So at that point, before you get there, get to buy or invest when there is an opportunity. And now the opportunity is in Nanyuki. Before we know it, the properties will have gone to another level of pricing, especially when the infrastructure development happens.
Yes.
The other thing I can also say, the county government in Nanyuki, in Laikipia is also helping a lot in developing the roads and all that. So that also helps improve the satellite roads. So should one desire to invest, right now you can invest in around even 250,000, you can be able to afford a property. And you don't have to pay the whole amount. Like for us, we say, if you can invest around 50,000 for a deposit, the balance you can pay up to even 10 months or 12 months based on the negotiation you make.
Yes.
And this helps you, even if you can afford 20,000 a month, instead of paying it for a loan, you can pay it to us. And then we give you a title at the end of it.
Yes.
Number two, Nanyuki is also one of the areas where we have legit titles. That's a very important thing.
Legitimate titles. Why, are you saying Nairobi is so messed up that you don't even know whether the title deed that you have is actually true?
Allow me not to say a word on it, but it is in the public, so it's good to know.
It's true. It's
good to be very careful, because when I'm subdividing a land, if I'm 100 acres, I'm subdividing 100 acres. It's nyota njema subdividing that land. So the first buyers are the people who are getting the title for the first time. So there's nobody else that there's a secondary buyer or that buyer. This is us subdividing it and providing it to you. Yes. So in any case, you can verify who was the original owner of the mainland when who is the owner of the subdivided land.
Yes.
So that gives you an opportunity to also verify, because due diligence is very important.
Yes.
So as I say, Nanyuki and I'll say Laikipia, but Nanyuki is where my interest is. It's the registry there qualifies to be one of the best, because their efficiency in production of titles, they verify. Even me, when I'm buying a land, they actually ask me, do you know the owner? Because as I said, most of the people who are selling are old. So maybe somebody has died and you're buying the land, somebody is supposed to be the owner. They have to ask you those questions, and I don't think many people ask. So when they ask us, do you know the owner? I get encouraged to realize that nobody else can have the same ownership to what I have. So you have to know the owner, and even when you're selling to you, you have to know the land is owned by us.
Pretty much. Thank you. All right, we have 2 minutes, and I want you to respond to these two questions quickly. Number one, when is the next site visit in Nanyuki? How or what do you offer to the guys who are joining you in the site visit? Yes. And let's talk about the installments then.
Thank you. So the next site visit is on Saturday.
Yes.
We do a site visit
this weekend.
Yes, this weekend. Oh, today is Tuesday, so even tomorrow you have a site visit.
I
thought today is Thursday, because property is always done on Thursday. But every Wednesday and every Saturday we have a site visit in Nanyuki.
Yes. We
provide transport, but we ask people to commit, because again, you have realized Kenyans are very good at saying they will go, but on the very day you have a bus, they don't attend. So we charge 2,000, which we ask you, it's your own investment.
Yes.
So when you buy a property, we reduce the 2,000 from the price of the property. So that also helps us to reduce a lot of jokers, because you can have a road trip to Nanyuki, I pay everything, but then I'm burning my fingers. So in terms of the affordability, we are providing an offer of 289,000, where you can, all inclusive, that is inclusive of title processing fee, legal fees, and all that.
289 for what size of property?
299 for a 50 by 100
50
property.
by 100,
yes. Which is less than 4 kilometers from tarmac on a well-done Maram road, which I tell somebody, I don't want to verify. You verify when you come. You can actually do locate the place.
Yes.
The other thing is that you are able to pay 50,000 as a deposit, then the balance you pay in 12 months.
That's 12
That is around 20,000 per month. Actually, say it's 5,000 per week. And if you go down, it's around 780,000 per day. Just imagine, you have a property at the end of it all.
Yes.
But again, you also have a cash offer. If one is buying cash, we are selling it at 275,000, inclusive of title processing fee.
Yes.
That is one of the most affordable plots in that area.
In 2 years, what do you expect the value is going to be for somebody who's buying land in Nanyuki?
As I speak right now, the property is already, some of the developers are even selling it at 350, 400, and 380.
Yes, and that's just in what duration?
I'm saying as we speak.
As we speak, yes.
So this is a discounted offer. You remember I said it's an offer we have.
Okay.
But again, that tells you even if you buy it at 299 right now,
yes,
you're already having a value of 350. That is a sure bet. But again, when we add the value that we have added, planting trees, fencing, because we are buying it as plain land, we'll fence together, we are going to add to plant trees, definitely it's going to not less than 450,000. And I know some of my friends are even selling theirs at 450 even as they speak. But I don't want to give an overrated price so that I can impress people. Buy and monitor the trends yourself. Because when I went to Nanyuki, there was no development, there were no roads. Right now the roads have been done, especially in the last 2 years, the roads have been done. We have upcoming conservancies, we have upcoming investments, we have very big malls like Cedar Mall in Nanyuki, we have Mayan Resort, which is one of the best. And actually, just to say, Mayan is one of the best hotels I have ever visited in this country. And I've visited many hotels, you can imagine. Yes. In the bush.
Now you do know. Yeah, the trends in Nanyuki is trending right now in the real estate sector, and it's saying if you have some 300k, 275,000, just go in and get it done. Or if you want to pay in installments, 50k as your first offer, and then 20k for 1 month, for 1 year, and you're pretty much done, isn't it? Trends in the real estate sector for those who really want to start small and grow big. And it's saying you can own a home if you want, because Nanyuki is the next Naivasha. That's what they say. This morning, speaking to Perminus CEO Nyota Njema. Thank you very much for coming by.
Thank you very much for having me.
Fantastic.
Looking forward for more.
Definitely.
Thank you.
As you order, anytime you want to speak something, come in. We'll see exactly how it goes.
Sure.
We take a short break, but once we come back, that big question. A promise for the reduction of the cost of power in the country. Was it just a roadside announcement? Once we come back.